Hello and welcome to another rebuild, and this time we are going to Turkey, a country I've never really managed a team in before, so it's going to be quite interesting. Galatasaray, they haven't won the league in 3 seasons, so we're going to try and get them back to the pinnacle. I know I think they are lying second currently in the Super League, and see if we can win the league for the next 5 seasons. That's the task. Galatasaray, one of the big teams in Turkey. There's not much of a transfer budget, so that's going to be quite tough. I don't know what the stipulations are or the rules are, so we'll have to have a quick look at them as well. They are predicted to finish 4th. Really? I thought they were one of the favourites in Turkey, Galatasaray. Maybe I'm mistaken then. Won the Europa League. When did they win that? They won that in 2000. They won the Super Cup in 2000. The Super League, the last time in 2019, so yes, 3 seasons ago. The Turkish Cup, they quite dominant in that, last time winning in 2019. Turkish Super Cup again in 2019. That is their favoured formation, which is good because I like that formation myself. We'll see what players we have got as to determine what formation we will use, but 9 times out of 10 we will be going with this formation and see if we can get them attacking on all fronts. But they've got Icardi. Is that Mauro Icardi? It is. Wow. I didn't realise he went to Galatasaray, so that's a bonus. I do like Icardi. I can remember doing a Football Manager save with Man United once, right at the very start. And I think it was FM23 or something like that. And we bought Icardi straight off the bat. And absolutely phenomenal. Is that One Matter as well? One Matter as well, really? Is that the Matter? Seriously? Mertens, Karim, Torreira, Sergio, Dubois, Nelson, Abu Karim, and Arnold. That's quite an impressive side, actually. And Mikol's in goal as well. Seferovic as well. He's out on loan from Benfica. So that's interesting. Oh, Icardi's on loan from PSG. There's a couple of players out on... There's a lot of players out on loan, actually. The president... expectations. Play attacking football. Okay, so that's going to help with the 4-2-3-1. Develop players using the youth system. Haven't really been good on that, really. We've touched on 1 or 2 players in the previous rebuilds. And they're the ones that really stood out, though, to be fair. Win the league. Maintain the club status as the most reputable teams in Turkey. Finish above Fenerbahce. Finish above Besiktas. And finish above Trabzonspor. Okay. It's a big ask. So you want us to win the league then? I think that's what you're asking, really, isn't it? So again, look at the finances. They have got money in the bank, so that's good. Only a quarter of the transfer revenue is made available. So whoever we sell, we're only going to get a quarter of that money, and that if there isn't any other clauses. So that's going to be difficult. We are under budget, only just though. In fact, I think we're maxed out. Looking at the squad, it doesn't look very good. So Icardi's on loan. They've got Torreira. He's 26 though, so that's good. Fernando Muslera, the goalkeeper, in his prime, 36 though, only 1.6 mil. Juan Mata, excellent stuff. He's 34 now, so not sure how long he's going to have left. In fact, majority of these players, I mean, Mata 20 next season. Mitso, Nelson, Mertens as well, 35. So it's a couple of aging players. So they're not shy of bringing in some older players if they're good enough. So maybe that's something we are going to have to look at as well. Staffing wise, okay, that's pretty good. So I'm happy with that. So looking at some of the rules then. So we need to finish in the top 4 to get into Europe of sorts. Not much money flying around though, unfortunately. Match rules. Okay, what about transfer rules? Substitutes 5 from 10. Maximum of 3 in stoppages. Maximum of 3 stoppages, sorry. So you've got to get 5 on and 3 stoppages. That's fine. No trialists allowed to play. Players cannot play competitive matches for more than 2 clubs. Okay, fine. Prize money per win is £110,000. Okay, nice. And £55,000 for drawing also. Maximum of 8 foreign-based players over the age of 22 allowed on loan at any time. So that's loan ones. Registration will be payable for registered players who are not eligible for the Turkish national team. £70 per week minimum wage. That gives us something to work with. So if we just have a look at what the preview is currently. So we are favourites to win the league. So that's kind of nice. 7-4 above Fenerbahce, Besiktas, Trabzonspor, which is what's required. Let's delve into the transfers and let's see what we can come up with. Right then, we've obviously money already been spent in the transfer window. We only brought in one additional player. We tried a lot of free transfers and they preferred to go to elsewhere around Europe. So unfortunately, we couldn't really get anybody. But one person we did manage to get in, and a player that I really wanted, well, not particularly the player, but the position filled. And Emmanuel Valeri, he comes in, he's on the left-hand side, mainly for a left-back position. We've only got one player in that position. We wanted to get somebody else at a centre-back as well, but we were just unfortunate to get anybody. So we'd really struggled. But statistically, he looks very, very good indeed. £1.7 million, a goal and a player of the match already. Interesting. That's pretty good. From Cremonese as well, 1.7. It's a lot. It does rise up to 2.7 actually. So, yeah, we spent majority of our money on this one particular player. And the only transfer. Other players that we didn't let go in the end. We saw fit that it just wasn't worth it with a lot of players just coming to the side, and then to try and get rid of them just wasn't feasible. So we are going to be looking for free signings next season, the seasons going forward. I feel this is going to be a very, very difficult rebuild. Pre-season's gone pretty well. In fact, it's gone fantastically well. A lot of we haven't conceded many goals, especially in the league as well. We've only conceded 5 in 5 games, 3 of them coming in the last game when we lost 3-0 to Kasmapaza, I think it's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I will butcher some of these names, unfortunately. But we did start off with a 2-2 draw, then a 3-2 and a 2-0, which was pretty decent. We're not in Europe this season, so we don't have to worry about that, I don't think. We are lying in second position currently. We have played 1 game more than everybody else, so that we could drop. But at the moment, 2 points behind Besiktas, who are 4 for 4 currently. The preview, we are 11-5 now to win the league. Besiktas 4-1, who are sitting top at the moment. And have we got any players of Nelson, Oliveira and Toleraria as well? So 3 players in the Dream 11, so that's pretty decent for us as well. We'll have to find out how we're going to get on. So let's simulate our first season. We'll come back and fingers crossed, it'll be good news. First season hasn't gone bad at all. We finished in second position, only 4 points off the winners, Trabzonspor. In the end, we finished above Besiktas and Fenerbahce, so that's pretty decent. But we do fall into the Europa League Conference League. Okay, I didn't expect that. Maybe I should have looked at the rules a little bit more than that. But the champions, I'm assuming they're going to the Champions League. I'm not so sure how it works. But European place as it stands anyway, so that's great. 25 wins, 6 draws, 5 losses, and yeah, I think teams that we should have beaten, Fenerbahce possibly, but they have been all away from home apart from that first home defeat. And Icardi does finish leading goal scorer with 51 goals. In fact, how many goals did we score? 85 goals, and he got 51 of them. Fantastic. So if we have a look at some of the results, we do lose 3 games off the bat in the first couple of months, but we do have a long unbeaten run, which is pretty nice. No big real scores in there though, to be fair. We do beat Besiktas towards the end of the season. Trabzonspor, we do lose there. Fenerbahce, we win 2-0. I'm sure the board will be happy about that as well. Besiktas, a 3-3 draw. Trabzonspor, a 3-1 victory there. Fenerbahce, we do lose there as well. So it's hit and miss with the top teams. But to finish second, that's pretty good. Turkish Cup, we get as far as the 6th round, losing to Başakşehir, I think. Do correct me if I am wrong. I probably am wrong, though, to be fair. But a 3-2 loss there and 85th minute winner. Wow. But we do win 5-1, 3-1 and 3-0 in the other previous rounds. With no Europe, we can go straight into the squad, which seems very big. In fact, if we look at the goals, and as you can see, it is Icardi with 56 goals for us this season. If we can get him on loan for another season, that would be fantastic. £14 million is worth. If we could bring him into the club, that would be amazing. 10 goals is the next up from Kareem on the left-hand side, the youngster, 24-year-old. 10 goals, 12 assists, which isn't too bad. Assist-wise, coming from Rashika, who goes back this season, unless we can get him back on loan for the 26-year-old. And Kareem again, 12. Assists, not too bad all the way through, so it's not... overall, it's not been a bad season to finish second, which is pretty good. But what are they going to be giving us? Not an awful lot, and we are down on wages as well. Currently, we're spending over, but our wage budget has been dropped to £783,000 a week from 900 odd. So they're looking to take a lot of money out, and we're £36 million in the red, in fact. Oh dear! So I'm hoping the Europa League will give us at least some money next season. Fingers crossed. Once again, just a couple of transfers to talk about. Michael Inainth, I think it is, Nigerian centre-back. Got some pretty good potential. He was pretty young, 20 years old. Very, very good stats. 6'2". Good heading, good jumping reach as well. And he can grow into that. We have got him into the first team currently, just in case anything happens to our centre-backs. To be fair, we've not really got much depth there. Nothing was really available in our price range, and we really struggled once again in the market. So we really have to take care of that as well. With the loss of the 3 loanees that we have, including Icardi, we've really struggled to replace players. But we have brought some back in from the youth team. But he comes in for £950,000, pretty cheap. He did play for Istanbul, last season and the season before, pretty much the whole season. So he can play in the Super League, that's for sure. And I think for a backup, it'd be pretty decent for us. Not a position I was really looking for, a goalkeeper, but I found this Alvaro Fernandez, Spaniard, in goal. He looks pretty decent, actually, if we compare him to our current goalkeeper, which is... There's not really that much in it. In fact, Fernandez is slightly better. So we're going in with him this season. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what happens here, though. But it looks pretty decent as well. 6'1", great aerial reach as well. And we paid £2 million. So that's pretty much a majority of our budget. Really, he conceded a lot of goals for Espanyol on loan last season. I hope he's not going to concede that many this season for us. But... we have got a pretty good side ahead of him. We do lose Martins for £375,000, and a couple of other players gone as well from the youngsters. I think we tried to offload a couple of the other older ones as well, like Gomez, and he just wanted more compensation than what we were getting back, so it just wasn't worth it in the end. Now, this young man, I'm not saying he's as good as Icardi, but at 6'1", he can run, he can finish. And already he scored 22 goals for us as well over this course, over the time he's been with us. He was on loan last season with Nantes, scoring 5. He scored 7 in 4 for us this season already. So he's going to be our #1 striker and hopefully go on for better things as well. So we're staying with the same formation, and we've played an awful lot of games right up until the transfer window, which was the 9th of September this season. So we had a little bit of a ropey start in the... Friendlies, Sassuolo and Milan both beating us 4-0, convincing victory by Milan in the end, actually. But we do get our own back on a lot of other teams as well. A 7-1 that drub in there. And then we start our campaign in Europe, which has seen us go from the 2nd, 3rd and 4th path rounds to get us finally into the Europa Conference League. We do beat Sligo Rovers 6-0. We do beat Zin 5-4 on aggregate in the end. We go on then to beat Levski as well for 3-0 overall, which isn't too bad. In the league, we beat Besiktas 2-1. We then beat Elanaspor 4-1, Hatayspor 3-1 and Sivasspor 4-3. So that does see us sit pretty on top. Everybody's played 4 games. We've got a 3-point cushion, which is nice. We've drawn Dnipro, Ferencvaros and BVT in the Europa Conference League. And just out of interest, where are we sitting in the preview? 7-4 favourites to win the league, just ahead of Transport. And we've got more players in the Dream 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in the Dream 11. Fantastic. So let's go ahead, simulate Season 2, and we'll come back and have a look how we got on. For some reason the league has been reduced. We're only playing 34 games. I think we played 36 games last season, but we finished third. We're in the is that Europa League? We're in the Europa League for next season. That is fantastic. Something must have gone off there. Did we win the conference, Europa Conference maybe? Or something else? But we finished third, 69 points, 4 points off the eventual winners, Transport, and Fenerbahce above us, which is not what we want to see. But 69 points, but 2 points off of Fenerbahce, and like I say, 4 points. We do lose 2 of our last 5 games though, so that obviously made a big difference. Mohamed is the leading goal scorer that gets the golden boot for this season. 33 goals, not bad for his, well, not bad back into the side for Mohamed. Not a patch on Icardi's 50-odd goals, though it has to be said last season. But even so, 13 points ahead of the nearest rivals, Besiktas Malika. So let's look at some results then. So we did all right going into September, and then we lose our first game straight away in October, 3-1, and then we go on a little bit of an unbeaten run. No real big scores in there or surprises. Besiktas draw 3-3. We do lose to Transport 2-0. And Fenerbahce 4-2, which isn't good news at all, especially at home. 4-2 win against Adana there. 4-2 again against Sakraspor. We don't get the wins that we expected though. Fenerbahce we do win earlier on in the season though, so that helps a little bit, I guess. And Transport we draw 1-1, but we lose the other games. Other than that, it's not been a bad season, but we're losing games and dropping points where we should be expected to win. The Turkish Cup, we go and win it. We win the Turkish Cup against Transport, no less, 3-2 after extra time. 92nd minute goal from Karim. We were 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go, and we conceded 2 late goals, so we could have won it in normal time. We do beat Esenler Rockspor 4-0, Alanyaspor 4-2, Tarsus 2-0, Adana 1-0, and 2-1 over 2 legs, so 3-1 on aggregate. That's not bad at all. And to deny Transport the domestic double is probably sweet revenge, I think, from not winning the league. The Europa League Conference then. We do finish top of the group though. 4 wins from our 6 games. Ferencvaros 3-1 and 1-0. Nipro 3-1 and BVT 3-0. We do draw with Nipro though, but we lose 1-0 to BVT, who do finish second and go through with us. We get through. I'm assuming it's a better head-to-head then, I guess. But we don't get very far. We lose to Sparta Prague in the next round, 4-1 on aggregate. To play that many games, to get through the qualifying, to get through the group, and then to lose in the first knockout round, it is bitterly disappointing though, to be fair. So looking at goals, 53 goals from Mohamed though, from 50 games, which is pretty decent. 15 for Karim, and Mata 10 and 12. Fantastic stuff. He is being transferred next on the 1st of July though, unfortunately. 36 years old. It's still going strong though. 10 and 12, that is a very, very good contribution this season. Akon as well, what did he do? 7 and 15, which is pretty good. Oliveira 8 and 9 for the 32-year-old. We are going to have to drop some of these older players as they are probably not helping the development of the younger ones, though, to be honest. 12 assists from Valeri as well, if we have a look there. So assist-wise, it's pretty decent. A lot of assists in double figures, though, which is nice to see. So the big question is, what they're going to be giving us next season. In fact, we've got no budget at all. Wow. That's going to be difficult. That is going to be difficult to improve our side, especially when we might be losing some big players. We have got some wages budget though, so we're going to have to look at free transfers or hopefully have some youngsters coming through the ranks. But that is going to be a very, very difficult transfer window. So let's go and weave our magic and see what we can come up with. Right, transfer-wise, it's been an absolute BS. An absolute shit show, it has to be said. If you look on the right-hand side, £46 million brought in. That's because the board virtually sold half, in fact, no, more or less 3/4 of the team. I am so furious that we've barely got a side to be getting on with. Their way of trying to get us to use our youth team is by selling our best players for a little bit of money. And it is an absolute joke. And to top it off as well, we couldn't get anybody in because of the finances. I mean, I'm not being funny. If we just have a quick look at the finances here, we're spending well under the wage budget. We've got some transfer money in there because we were just, I mean, this is what we would have had otherwise. We would have had about £865 in wages. I mean, £15 million. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And we couldn't get anybody in. Our financial status, players just did not want to come to the team. So I don't know what's going to happen next season. We managed to get one person on a free. Not really worth looking at, to be honest. We just tried anybody and everybody that we could get our hands on. And, yeah, just one player. Defender, more or less, really, to be fair. 6'2", he can jump a little bit, he can head a little bit. That's about it. A backup, that's as far as it goes. It has been an absolute shit show of a transfer window. I just cannot believe the board have just got rid of my team. I've not known a transfer window like it. One, where we just can't get anybody into the team. And two, where the board just go, yeah, we'll get rid of some people because our money situation is very, very dire. So going forward, that's our squad. We've had to recruit some of the youngsters in, but it's just ridiculous. Absolutely. We managed to hold on to Bowie, but all these players here that that their contracts running out next season, they don't want to renew. Because of the finances. I really do not know what's going to happen next season or the season. We might even end up being bankrupt at this point, or even fold because we haven't got a team. I've just never known anything like it. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens going forward this season. But I'm hoping some of these will not be gone. Although, I mean, some 21-year-olds, they just don't want to stay. They really don't want to stay, so I just don't know what's going to happen. Getting back to the team, we've still got Oliveira. Okan now is in goal because we haven't got another goalkeeper. And Josef is up front. 6 goals for him so far this season, so it's not too bad, I guess. But that's about it. I mean, we are really, really struggling for a team. Pre-season, on the other hand, started off quite well. And then everything went a little bit pear-shaped by losing a lot of players. But we still kept winning, though, which was quite nice. We have managed to get ourselves into the Europa League, which is even better for us, which we'll go through them fixtures in just a second. But we managed to get through the qualifying rounds. We beat Dnipro 2-0 and 3-2. Then we beat Nefci, a 1-1 and a 3-0. Then we lost to Hajduk Split and then beat them 5-0 at home, amazingly enough. Demir with a brace there. And on top of that, we did win the Turkish Super Cup. We beat Transpor 3-2 with a 76th minute third goal from Badaci. So that's a trophy and a domestic trophy, or the same. So that's 2 on the bounce now. The Turkish Super Cup. In the league, we beat Samsunspor 3-1. We beat Başakşehir 2-0. And then we lost to Fenerbahce 1-0, which wasn't ideal, despite them having a player sent off after scoring. And we just couldn't capitalise, really. So the Europa League, we do play Newcastle, Copenhagen, Real San Sebastian, Lokomotiva, Basel, PSV, Sheriff, and Astana. The league, we are lying in 5th position at the moment. Where we'll end up this season, I've got no idea. And just for the preview this season, we're now third favourites. From being top, clear favourites at the first 2 seasons, we are now predicted to finish 3rd. So what a drop off. And on top of that, we've got 2 players in the Dream 11 now. We did have half. And now we've got 2. Let's simulate season 3, see how we get on. Fingers crossed, it's not going to be so bad. Definitely our worst positioning so far in this attempted rebuild. We finished in 7th position, which is probably expected due to the decimation of our squad. I just don't know where to put my face in this, really, to be fair. 17 wins, half the games won. Only 53 goals scored, 55 points, some way off the leaders, although it's not that far off. I mean, 23 points off Transport, who are champions once again. Our form is just terrible. We have to do something in the window. We have to. But I blame the board for that, for decimating our side, to be fair. We do not finish top of the goal scoring charts, but Demir does quite well, though. 19 goals, so not bad in his first season up top. Whether or not he'll remain there remains to be seen. The league, wow. Okay, we lose silly games. We have a couple of wins. A 6-1 battering by Transport, though, who did win the league. But I don't think that's what the board is probably wanting or expecting. Adana as well. It's just embarrassing. A lot of bad results here. 3 losses on the bounce here. Transport again. Fenerbahce this time as well. The board are not... I'm surprised I'm still in the job, to be perfectly honest. A 4-0 win there, hurrah! But that is about it. Nothing, if at all, to shout about this season. It's just been terrible. It's just been about survival. The Turkish Cup, though, we do retain it. We beat Transport 1-0 in the final, an own goal in the 87th minute. Phew. And if you notice, we didn't concede a goal in the cup at all. The Europa League, we do finish in 21st position, so we do qualify to go to the next round, winning 3 games against Astana 5-0, Sheriff 4-0, and 3-0 against Basel. We do draw with Lokomotiva and Copenhagen, so that's 5 games we didn't lose. So 3 we lose to PSV, Real San Sebastian, and Newcastle, which was probably expected, really. And we do have a plus goal difference, so it's quite nice. Tottenham do win the group overall. Wolfsburg, Newcastle, Milan, Real San Sebastian, Atalanta, Lyon, and Sevilla. We do, however, get knocked out by, I think that's Braga from Portugal. 3-2 on aggregate. That 1-0 loss in the 87th minute at home doing the damage. Squad-wise, let's have a look. 36 goals from Demir. That's not too bad from the youngster, the 22-year-old. We might keep him up top for a bit longer. He's got great potential, so we'll hang on to him there. Hopefully he'll stay with us. We've got to try and sign a new contract. He seems happy enough, so we'll try and get him locked in as well. 16 goals from Yilmaz. 16 from Oliveira. Clinch as well. 14 goals. I mean, 4 players reaching double figures. That's really, really good. And assist-wise, 20 coming from Clinch as well, but alongside his 14 goals, which is very, very good indeed. Again, we're going to have to tie him down as well. As long as he's feeling a little bit happy, then hopefully he'll sign. 12 from Marutan as well. And not much assist-wise, really. I mean, it's going almost through the whole team. Let's have a look at the finances, see what we're dealing with. It's got to be better than last season, surely. Well, we're still retaining that £10 million. Although I don't know if it has ticked over yet, because they are estimating £133,000. We are currently vastly underspending on the wages. So again, we just don't know how it's going to go. Right, we make quite a few transfers. Starting off, we'll bring a Noran Babusku, 22-year-old winger, can play attacking midfielder as well. Basically brought him for his age and potential as well. I think he'll be quite good and a very, very good backup. But more or less on that left-hand side, though, to be fair. We'll see how he gets on. Only £500,000 from another team in Turkey I can't pronounce, which is Gaziantep, possibly. Do apologise if it is wrong. League One side. Next up, we're bringing a goalkeeper. I wasn't really looking for one, but we only had the one goalkeeper. And Volker Farinez, yeah, looks really nice actually. He's very good potential on him as well. I think he's almost reached it possibly, and he's better than what we've got currently. And £2 million, not bad at all. 2 in 3 games, 2 clean sheets. What more can I ask? Could we bring him in from France? Rubens, again, another winger. He could play left back, could play attacking. Quite good down that left-hand side, actually. Brazilian, 24 years old, still to reach his potential. And we bring him for 2.2 from ATM. A defender, 26-year-old Borkovic, Austrian, 6 foot, can jump, can head. And cheap as chips, £2.5 million from German side Bochum. Emmanuel Ferre, Dutch central midfielder, really, or attacking. That's the position really we brought him in. Stats look really, really nice. Great technique and vision as well. And again, only 2.8 million. I think we had to adjust our budget in order to bring him in. That was his release clause. And lastly, a left back, Patrick Lanza. We're struggling at the back a little bit. We still need to get some more centre backs, but they just weren't available. Great potential still to be achieved, and only £8 million. Yeah, he was quite expensive. He was probably our most expensive buy today. But again, another Brazilian, though, comes to the team from SPO. So overall, £18 million spent. That's not bad pennies, really, considering we didn't really have that much, if at all, last season, and they literally decimated our side. Pre-season has gone phenomenally. We're unbeaten, apart from the last game we've just played against Transport, which we just can't beat them in the league for some bizarre reason. 2-0 in the league. But we do beat them in the Super Cup 2-0. So they've probably got their revenge, but we've got another domestic trophy. That's 2 Turkish Cups and now 2 Turkish Super Cups on the bounce. Can we go a little bit further? We do start the league campaign 2-0, and obviously that loss. And we do progress to the Europa League once again after beating HJK 6-1 on aggregate. We have drawn in the Europa League Celtic, Atalanta, Lille, CSKA Sofia, Shakhtar, Man U, Dnipro, and Tirana as well. So I'm hoping we should progress once more. We are lying 4th in the table after that loss, obviously. Transport we just can't seem to beat them. We beat them, we might win the league. Who knows? Confirmation of the Super Cup winning. And if we have a look at where we are to preview now, we are in 3rd position, 7-1 to win the league. I think we were 2nd at one point, but we've dropped a place. So hopefully next season will be a little bit better. But we have got a couple of players. The goalkeeper, Oliveira, and Dubois as well. So that's pretty nice to see. So let's go ahead and simulate Season 4. Can't believe we're at Season 4 already. Let's bring home some more silverware. And more importantly, let's go for that league win this time. That's what we're really after. Right then, a massive improvement from last season. We finished in 3rd position, 3 points off eventual winners Transport, and Adana finished ahead of us, drawing an incredible 10 games. Did we beat them by any chance? We did beat them, but did they beat us? Yes, they did. So yeah, so a win each, but we finished 3 points behind them both. So that's a massive improvement, like I say, from last season, where we finished disappointingly down in 7th position. And we found our way into the Europa Conference League as well, unfortunately. So that's disappointing. With the experience we got in the Europa League, we should go on and win that. Disappointing to see that we haven't got a leading goal scorer this season. So we'll find out what's happened with that. In the league, after that loss to Transport, we went on an unbeaten run where we have a 5-2 victory. A couple of wins here as well. Besiktas, we beat in that. Fenerbahce, we draw. We don't lose until December. A 3-1 away loss, which is disappointing. And then it's just been hit and miss with a lot of defeats after a couple of games without a defeat. Nothing really massive there. Hatayspor, we beat 4-0. 4-0 right at the very end of the season as well to claim our 3rd spot. So overall, it's an improvement from last season, like I say. But yeah, and disappointing we just couldn't win the games that I think that we should be winning. The Turkish Cup, we get as far as the 6th round, losing to Transport, who keep getting their revenge on us all the time after extra time as well. We did take the lead in that game as well. The Europa League, we do finish in 18th position. 3 wins, 3 draws and 2 losses. We beat Tirana, Dnipro and Man U. Wow, that's a cracker. That is 3-1 at home as well. We do draw with Shakhtar, CSKA Sofia and Lille, but lose to Atalanta and Celtic. It's very, very odd. 12 points, 6 points off the Club Brugge, who qualified for the second knockout round in 8th position. Man U, who had that only one loss to us, finished second. And Atalanta as well, finishing the top 8 also. And once more, we get knocked out in the following round. 6-2 this time by Lille, which we did play in the group stage, which again is disappointing. Our squad, which seems a lot healthier this time round. 21 goals from Hakan Salik, 12 from Demir as well. So it looks like they both shared the striker role. But I'm thinking Demir could take that role all by himself maybe. But Hakan's only 19 years old and got very, very high potential as well. And he's worth more than Demir. 11 goals and 12 assists from Yilmaz, 10 for Farai. In his first season, it's not bad at all, actually, to be fair. 4 players reaching double figures. Assists-wise, 16 coming from Oliveira. Yilmaz with 12 and 10 for Emre as well. Again, a lot of assists throughout the whole team. Anybody not really playing any games? The goalkeeper, a couple of young ones as well. Yeah, some of them are going to be very disappointed, it has to be said. But, I mean, overall, it's not too bad. It's an improvement on last season, that's for sure, as I keep saying. Financially, we have been given £6 million. Our wage budget is, I think we've got about £65,000 a week. So we could adjust the transfer budget to suit our wages as well and bring in some more useful players. Hopefully that will be the case. Our first signing then is Joris Jatard. He's a centre midfielder. He can play DM as well. We have lost one of our major midfielders, so we had to bring somebody in, and he looks absolutely superb. A great replacement, I feel. 24 years old, Frenchman, with 5 under-21 caps to his name so far. We only bring him in for £3 million from Fulham, who make a considerable loss on him. 3 games for us already, and playing at a 7.3. Our second signing is Amal Bella Kachop, a centre-back. Great jumping reach at 6'3" as well. His heading's not brilliant, but I'll take it. I think he's going to be superb. He's still got potential in him as well. 24 years old as well. So great buy for the future. And only £2.5 million from Southampton. Again, they make a considerable loss on him, playing at 7.67. And finally, our second centre-back is a Valentin Gomez, Argentinian. 23 years old. We have gone young. We've got players for the future. And again, massive potential. And only £1.6 million from Man U. So we get a class player in, and he's playing at a 7.2. So I'm really, really happy with him. So £7 million spent, 15 million let go. Oliveira goes to El Sad. Demir goes to Cologne. And Volker Farinez, our goalkeeper, 4.8 million to Marseille. I'm a little bit peeved, I can't lie. The board decided to let our two good players go, like they did in Season 3. But thankfully, they only let 2 go. But I suppose 10 million's not to be scoffed at for Demir. Finances, though, we have got £36 million in the bank, though, so that's pretty decent. And we've still got some money left in the kitty. So hopefully next season, they're going to give us a little bit more money to spend. Tactically, we've got Shatard, Kachop and Gomez, our 3 new players, with Hakan playing as the sole striker, who's got 3 goals for us already this season. So far, the pre-season has gone pretty well. We've remained unbeaten. We've started the Europa League playoffs. We played that 3-0 against Vorskla, 3-0 and 5-3. Then we played in the league. We win that 4-1, 3-1. And then a 0-0 draw, which is very disappointing. The Europa League, we played Torino, Feyenoord, AZ, Sofia, Bilbao, Copenhagen, Ghent and Astana. It does leave us third in the table currently, 2 wins and a draw, so 2 points off the leaders Besiktas and Elanspor. And the season preview has us down at 8-1 to win the league. Second place behind Transport, who have been pretty dominant over the past few seasons, it has to be said. We have Shotard in the Dream 11, so we've diminished down to one player left. So let's go ahead and simulate Season 5 for the final time. Let's come back and hopefully we'll have some silverware to celebrate with. Right, we finished in the 3rd position. Disappointing we didn't win the league, but we do finish above Fenerbahce and Transpor, which is pretty decent, but to finish above them and not win the league, it is very disappointing. 19 wins, 7 draws, 8 losses once again. 64 points, 2 points off second place. Adana, who beat us to that spot once again, but this time Besiktas win the league. Hakan Selik, he gets the golden boot, joint with Menage with Besiktas with 19 goals for the season. Once again, looking at the scores, we get a smashing 7-0 victory in our following game in September. And who scored in that game, really? It was Selik with a hat-trick. Nice. And a brace from Kachop as well, our centre-back, actually. Then we lose 2-0 and a draw. We do lose quite a few games early on. 4 games earlier on, though. Adana and Kayserispor 2-1. I think these are teams that we should be beating, especially at home against Adana. 8th minute and we can't get back into the game. Very disappointed with that. We do have a little bit of a run in a couple of months. Fenerbahce we draw. Besiktas we lose. Adana we lose again. 4-1. Wow. But other than that, we have struggled for goals. A 5-1 win over Manisa there. Fenerbahce we lose in the last game of the season. Transport, did we lost 2-3. So it appears like we have lost to these teams, but still finish above them. The Super Cup, we just cannot retain it at all now. A 6-0 win in the 5th round, and we go out on penalties to Sivasspor in the 6th round. Wow. Selik got 5 goals in that 6-0 win. Wow. The Europa League, we finished in 16th position. 4 wins this time out of the 4. Astana we win. Ghent, Copenhagen and Sofia. So that's quite nice. A draw against Feyenoord and we still lose 3 games. Bilbao, AZ and Torino. But we still can't get past that next knockout round. This time losing 5-3 to Lyon. Again, another disappointing showing in Europe. If we could get past the first knockout round, I think we'd do pretty well. Squad-wise, how did we do? Selik, he got 35 goals in 38 games. That's not bad. And 19 goals for Yilmaz as well with 15 assists. Absolutely superb. He's 27 years old now, Yilmaz, as well. So he's done really well. 11 goals there for Aiden. He was on loan, actually. So that's pretty good for the young striker. 9 goals for Ferre. 5 for Tronston as well. He got a fair few games also. A few goals throughout the half the team at least anyway. Assist-wise, mainly coming from Ferre, Yilmaz, Rubens. The only 3 getting double figures. But once again, half the team getting an assist. Financially, they have got £47 million in the bank. And ironically now, they're giving us £27 million to spend. So this is where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. We have struggled in this rebuild. I'm not going to lie. It has been a challenge and a half. We've literally not been out of the top 3 apart from the season 3 where we finished a disappointing 7. But never mind. But we have managed to make it into Europe for the entirety of the rebuild, I think. So apart from season 1, we have been in Europe since. Disappointing not to get past the first knockout round. I hope you did enjoy this rebuild. Let me know down in the comments how you do in this rebuild. I'll be interested to see how you get on. Do the board sell half your team in a particular season? If they do, again, let me know. Subscribe to your channel if you haven't done so already. Smash that like button as well if you enjoyed it. And until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.